It's on the dot in their last two games. It clearly shows that Hearts of Oak have consistently been inconsistent in this league, and at some point they were title contenders. But what happened then on the part of the Phobians?
Oh, following very unfortunate score lines over the past two games, I think that they should have come to this game wanting to just finish it off and then just get the victory. I mean, following a defeat and then a draw, I don't think it does them any good with relation to their challenge towards the league.
Oh, strong admiration to that effect. The captain of the side, Fatah Abdul.
That's the former House of Oak right back, the former captain as well.
My very familiar face at Town Council Park. Very familiar face. The cross comes in, it deflects out. It's a corner kick. First so far for KARELA United, and first in the second half as well. And the captain of the side, Benjamin Asari, will try to issue some instructions to his men to ensure orderliness on the field of play in order not to concede against relegation-bound KARELA United. I mean, teams that are bound to be relegated have nothing to lose, and they always come all out.
Yeah, but we know, I mean, naturally, people that have nothing to lose are even more dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, they're willing to drag you in the mud along with them. So I think Hearts should be very wary because they're not really creating chances up front to get themselves a goal. But who knows? I mean, football is a game of chance. I mean, they could get just get one chance and then that could be it for Hearts of Oak.
Martin Kakari is on for Stephen Asari. And we've done 7 minutes in the second half. Hearts of Oak. Last 3 years, that has been the story so far for Hearts of Oak. Consistently, they have never found themselves in the top 4 of the league, and clearly it shows that there is some sort of dwindling in terms of performance, and the history that the club has is no longer standing for them. It doesn't play any role in their success story so far.
Well, I think every great team has their downside sometimes, but like you said, in previous seasons, you realize that they've not been consistent enough to be title contenders. But I thought, I mean, a few weeks back, like we said, they were on top of the league. I mean, they looked promising and then very bright. But I don't know. You know, the league season is like a journey. You know, while you pick up points, people lose some, you also drop some, and you win some. Yeah. But I think if they really want to win it, then they have to probably change how they approach the games going forward.
Very splendid performance in terms of even in this particular game, it's clearly shows.
And he's been very considerate with his cards, you know. Yeah. There have been some very reckless tackles here, but then he just decided to keep his bookings to himself.
At some point, he decides to maintain the sanity of the game rather than the flashes. Very good position. Hearts of Oak will have an advantage here, but it's delivered lightly. But there's a touch there. The football one, of course, and the flag has already gone up against her.
You can see the Hearts player calling for a penalty. I think he felt he was a bit dragged.
Exactly, and I wonder how that was going to be given to him.
It was too light a touch, I think.
And what I thought is happening to Kotoko elsewhere at the Dr. Kwame Chip Park. Kotoko are training against Nations FC, something that they will never want to happen. What I thought is happening to Asante.
Well, they're playing against a side also has the tendency to win the league. So I should tell you, as
2 years ago, they were in battle with Sky FC to see who would top the table for the Premier League qualification until eventually there was a disciplinary issue against Sky FC, paving way here for Nations FC. And since they came into the order, they have never disappointed. They are doing it well. This is the second season I saw them perform.
yeah, they clearly took that opportunity and they've made it into what they actually want. I mean, to come through the ranks through such a situation, I mean, I think they've done well enough for themselves to merit it.
And suddenly, Hasselhoff's top scorer this season in the Premier League has 5, which is the man who has very good so far for Hasselhoff. Mawuliyawo is the top scorer of Hasselhoff with just 5 goals in the Premier League. It clearly shows that there is a problem.
Attacking wise, exactly. I mean, to play a whole season and have 5 goals, a player with 5 goals as your top scorer, I should tell you something.
There's a huge crisis at Hasselhoff. And only few with confidence will be able to declare that. And that's basically what is affecting them. Almost all the big teams are gradually going down. They are leaving the scene for the other ones to come up. And this is a global, there is something like global resurgence. And it's not only in Ghana. We have had other teams from other countries from nowhere also emerging at the top.
Well, football has got bigger, and as such, he has added some sort of interest. So it means that now the smaller teams are also investing, knowing that, I mean, they could compete with the big dogs and then win the very same titles over the years, have made those big teams the big teams. So I think, yeah, it's a general resurgence, like you're saying.
It's a chance here for Hasselhoff. Oh. Good. Finishing the problem again. 57 minutes have been played so far, and still no goal to either side.
Ali.
It's one there from Hasselhoff. Serious pressure. Hoping to respond as well. Good ball in here. KARELA on the break. Good control there. Intervention there from.
That was a timely tackle. He got the first one right, but I think he was a bit overconfident with the second one. And the referee calls for a foul.
So he's now receiving treatment, but in the meantime, let's take a look at exactly what happened in that build-up. Again, he didn't bow initially, but the second attempt was what called for the referee's respect.
I think it was a bit too rushed with the second tackle.
And that's what is happening now. Kotoko still under pressure for Tao. Similarly, adding a lot of experience and bite to this KARELA United.
Exactly. He's been very quiet this afternoon. I mean, playing against his former side.
You will always expect that he will sound a little. Nostalgic, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, playing against the very team he has represented for so many years. I mean, it happens.
And that's exactly what is happening. Kotoko nil, KARELA nil. Asante on the break again. To the right hand side here for Wayo. Just trying to push his foot forward.
Yeah, I think one too many times you've seen the KARELA United midfield misplaced passes. I mean, out of play. I mean, it doesn't speak well of a team that's playing in the top Premiership. I mean, these are supposed to be professional, so missing passes like this is very dangerous for them. Oh, certainly.
Under the tutelage of Samuel Boyd. And he's been through a lot. Very good player, very refined by us standard. But finally, he finds himself in the bound side. It's a chance! Oh! And that was very close, isn't it?
Very close, very close. It hasn't. It hasn't. As like every other journey, I mean, they're not smooth. We expect that to get some difficulties and problems along the way. But things about how you also try and find a way around those problems. I mean, that's what makes you how you also try and find a way around those problems. I mean, that's what makes you a man, or it makes you like a reasonable human being, to be able to find solutions to your problems you face every other day. That would have been a brilliant goal, no?
Exactly. That would have been a contention for the goal of the season. So look at the cross, very much on point. The heads equally. The direction was what was the problem, but still full credit will have to be given to them. Half an hour more to go. Still hard to hope nil. KARELA nil. Stop there from Manuel Kotoko. So another substitution. Anna is going on.
We've had 61 minutes of action here and still no goal this afternoon. At the Accra Sports Stadium.
KARELA United. Hearts of Oak on the run again. Hearts of Oak, good run. Hearts of Oak, good right. Hearts of Oak to the left hand side. Good intervention there from Fatau, and final clearance from Fatau got it back. Still Hearts of Oak will have an opportunity. Still keeping the pressure is on and the hits. And it certainly goes out of play. Hearts of Oak. Still no goal between themselves and KARELA. United. And this game has produced a lot of surprises, more than we expected and anticipated ahead of this fixture. It could have been declared as an easy walkover for the Phobians, but here they are still struggling to find the final results here against KARELA United. United. Hearts of Oak. Good switch. Samuel Amufa. Good crossing here from Wayo. And the ball goes out. And again, Hearts of Oak will still not find the means to score. Hearts of Oak. Have failed to pick up a single point in their last two matches. Poor communication. Hearts of Oak again. Good playing here from Kakari. Away from Cho. It's Kakari sensing a cross again. And Fatao will apply experience in this regard. So another substitution there from Hearts of Oak. Hamza is on. Asma is on. "65 minutes, 66 minutes. Hearts of Oak, nil. KARELA, nil. Elsewhere, 9 matches concurrently taking place on match day 30 with a half of matches to the end of the season. We still don't have any side that can be declared a winner yet. And clearly it shows the competitive nature of this year's league, full of a lot of unimaginable episodes. Teams that were classified as major forces eventually losing their weight and charm along the line and paving way for lesser known teams take over. Clearly shows that indeed the competition has gone way beyond our own expectations. And as seen, is delivered. There's a header there. Hatsufok again. No one in particular, but Hatsufok could try to recapture the ball back. KARELA. Oh, the vessel has gone against KARELA United.
There's still 23 minutes of action to go, and these are games where the big dogs in the league need to win to send a message to the teams they're competing with. And he lost the ball rather unfortunately.
So easily an opportunity here for KARELA United. Has got a marker to be still holding on to that ball. No chance for showy display. Hatsufok again. The ball is out. And it clearly shows the kind of pressure that Hatsufok are going through as a team. Coach Adamo says still be on the line and issue instructions as respect. And Coach Watara, I mean, he's been through a lot since he took over at Hatsufok. There have been a lot of issues here and there, especially on the part of the team, where at some point, if the performance is not going right, the first person to hold responsible is the coach. And at some point, we were calling for a chance. That was a very audacious hit, ambitious one, of course.
Of course, when the credits come, I mean, the coaches take it. So I'm sure when the fans are also angry and they are livid with the performance of the team, I think it's only fair that they also redirect their anger towards the coach.
Historically, Hatsufok one of the best on the continent of Africa. That was in the early 2000s, the late 90s and the early 2000s, where in 2000 Hatsufok won the Champions League under the tutelage of the late Sir Cecil Jones Atukefi, the only Sir in Ghana football, of course. And around that time, Hatsufok were a major force to reckon with in Africa. And then apart from the fact that they were a major force to reckon with, in 2005, the maiden edition of CAF Confederations Cup, Hatsufok also won it. So historically, any trophy on the continent of Africa have been won by the Phobians.
Those are long gone glory days. I mean, history plays an important part of football, but in contemporary times, you can see that, like you said, the newly promoted sides have actually given them a run for their money, yes. And I think with the introduction of investments into the league, you can see that money is really changing a lot around here, because the small teams are now able to poach and then bid for very big players to also turn the tides for them.
It's been years since Hatsufok last played in a CAF Champions League game. Meanwhile, years back, they did it on yearly basis. But around that time, someone could also say that it was always a title between Hatsufok and Kotoko. On the breakaway here, it's Hatsufok. Away from 2, away from 3, goes down easily, but the referee says, yes, it's a foul. And Hatsufok will have another opportunity to create something. Hearts of Oak.
I don't think they've been too great with their set pieces this afternoon, but hopefully with the Asma behind the ball, let's see if he can turn that one in.
And this goalkeeper, this young man has really gone through a lot of hell in this game. Abdul Karim. Yes. And very soon there will be another substitution from KARELA United. Hearts of Oak. An opportunity to get a goal here. And two players behind these two cause and effects, a very positive one, of course. Basically, that's what every expectant Hearts of Oak supporter will be. Free kick, Hearts of Oak, 1-2. It's a hit! Oh, that was a feeble one, uncalculated and untoward.
I think it was rather unfortunate. I mean, everyone that came. The ball has the intention and hope that the ball finds the back of the net.
So another substitution here from KARELA United, Amchi.
Would you agree with me that we've lost a touch of, breathtaking free kick takers in the league?
Exactly. I think it's been ages. You know, back in the days we used to have the likes of Don Bote, Chastela, Steven Odro, and all of that, who were good free kick takers. But unfortunately, our contemporary hasn't turned